Love that song, not gonna lie. Hello beautiful people, how's it all going? Hope you're all doing amazingly well. If you've seen my recent Instagram post, you will know that I have just filmed something with all those products involved, and it was a drugstore makeup get ready with me sort of daytime look kind of thing. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that I used and that I've already put on is the Nivea Express Hydration Primer. It's basically a 2-in-1 primer and moisturiser. So I tend to put this on when my skin tends to feel quite dry underneath, because I have quite sensitive skin sometimes as well. It's not always my go-to, but it's something that I feel like works really well for my skin. It's quite cheap as well. I think it was about £3–4 when I bought this, so it's definitely worth trying if you've got sensitive skin and are prone to having like dry skin around your nose and whatnot. So yes, definitely a good one. But after applying that, I'm going to put in some of the L'Oreal True Match foundation, and I just find that this works really well for my skin, and it's quite a nice day foundation to wear. It's got SPF 17 in it as well, which is always really handy for when, especially now when the sun's starting to pop out. So it's definitely my go-to drugstore foundation to use. So let's apply some of that on with this. During the day, I don't tend to pack a lot on. I don't know why, I feel like I'm somebody that loves putting this all on for like special events and occasions rather than just having it all. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like if I'm not really going anywhere, you know, specific, I don't tend to put anything on, but it's just nice to have products that you can wear during the daytime and just does the job that you need it to do pretty much. I really like this as well because it matches your skin. I remember trying this for the first time and I thought that it was actually a bit too light for my skin, but actually not too bad. Wow, I have got redness around my nose today. What is going on? And of course, don't forget, well, I never forget to blend my neck as well with my face. So next I'm going to go in with the next drugstore product, and this is the Infallible More Than Concealer by L'Oreal, and it's in the shade Cashew. So I'm just going to apply some of that under my eye, around my nails, and on my chin, just to cover up any red moss. And I'm going to use this cute little sponge. So I'm not having a drink either, I'm just gonna wet it a minute. I just find makeup tends to go on and set more when it's under the hands of a wet sponge. I'm just gonna buff that all in under the eye as well. I feel like I haven't done a talking video in absolute yonks. Obviously the past couple of weeks I've had this cold and now phlegmy cough, so I do apologise if at points my voice starts going all funny. I haven't seen the video yet, but I think this was one of the pictures in somebody's thumbnail on here in terms of like one of the worst concealers to wear. Obviously people have got their own preferences and whatnot in what works best for them, their skin, because we've all got different skin types. You know, it's sort of trial and error in finding what works for us, but for me, like this concealer is pretty spot on. It does the job that I want it to do. I just find it works really well. It's super blendable, but again, it's what works for people's skin. Best thing as well is like when drugstore products work, because I think sometimes, like as the saying goes, you get what you pay for, but that's not always necessary, because with some drugstore products, and I'm sure loads of you will agree, they can work so well, and I don't, you know, see the harm in not spending as much money. I normally use a different drugstore powder, but that's currently been borrowed by one of my friends at the minute. She took it for her wedding, and it is a Rimmel. It's the matte one. I'll link it down below. So I'm going to borrow some of my mum's today, and it's the Collection Primed and Ready Setting Powder. So I don't tend to put much powder on if I'm just going out during the day. So I'm just going to use the wet sponge that I used earlier just to dab it on. And I only tend to place it on the bits that are a bit shiny, so where I don't want any shiny spots at all. Mattify it up a bit. I'm definitely one for swapping between sponges and brushes, because I feel like with sponges they're very good for when you want things to just blend in and not worry about like kind of cakiness or anything, but then I do like using the brush as well just because it's quite nice. It's nice to swap and change. I feel like I'm not one to say a sponge is better or a brush is better. I feel like they can work either way, so whatever way you want to do your makeup. I mean, that's the first time I've used that and that's pretty good. Oh, I just realised I've got the primer for this. It's got witch hazel in it, which helps to to help reduce and minimise blemishes. Yes, you got it out of me. So yeah, definitely combining that with the primer. I should have used that today, that would have been ideal. So far, looking good. I'm liking this so far. Drugstores, you are amazing. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of bronzer, and I'm going to use the NIP+FAB bronzer palette. I'm not going to go too flat with this, just, why can't I open it? I can open it. Here we go. So I'm just going to go in with the shade there, just to give me a bit of sculpting. So let's pack some of that on. Oh, I had the weirdest dream last night as well. I dreamt that I was in my car and there wasn't much battery left on it. It was like every time I used my lights, it was making the car like reduce the battery. And then I remember I was driving and there's like this well-known like roundabout that you go up to, like a Tesco, and I was driving up there and I was like turning my lights on and on because that was like the only thing making the car still work. It was a really complicated dream, but it was quite funny because I just had my MOT and one of the things they spoke about was the battery. Nothing like bad, they were just saying about they were just charging the battery up and like it got to a certain point, it didn't get to 100, but they think that will change because obviously it's going to be nicer weather, so the lights won't be used as much. I was so nervous about my MOT. Not that there was anything wrong with the car anyway, like the car that I've got is amazing and she does the job that I want it to do, but you know when you're just like, you know, you hope for the best. Like I was just worried about it. I don't know why. I just went a minute ago because my parents just came back from their little weekend away for their birthday, so I just quickly said hello. With the bronzer I don't tend to put much on, just so you know it's there and you can see the sculptiness of it. I'm going to use a bit of the highlighter as well. Which one do I want to use today? Let's go for champagne shimmer one. I just love how when it's like in the light it just bounces off. Oh, you can see that. You can see that. Yeah, you can never have too much highlighter. I do that every time I've got on highlighter. So yes, that's the face pretty much done. Let's move on to eyebrows. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris Unbelieva'brow, and again I don't put too much of this on, I just tend to put it in the areas that have like gaps in between, and then I'm just going to go in and fill all of that. Eyebrows are such a delicate thing to do and get right. Try and make them natural just because I prefer natural looking brows. It's getting a little spooly. And that's all I do really, it's just to sort of darken it up and make it a bit more natural looking. I didn't really get into this detail of makeup until probably I was about 18, I think, because that was when I started obviously going on nights out and my friends were doing, you know, all this stuff to their faces. I make that sound like really bad, but you know, like putting the usual products on. So I sort of learnt from them, but then I remember the first person that I started following on YouTube and watching clips of was Michelle Farm. Like I literally watched all of her makeup videos, including how to do eyebrows and like how to get like the nice natural shape. But I didn't start doing eyebrow products until a few years later. I just didn't really see the need for it. When you do your full face, it just makes it all come together a bit more. So we are done with those. I always wonder with eyebrows. Eyebrows is such a scary. So I'm going to prime my eyes with the concealer that I used earlier. I just think that concealers tend to work a lot better and it just makes it for a smoother application. I've used some primers before and it just felt a bit like trying to blend all the eyeshadow in it. It makes it 2-in-1 product then. But if there are any eye primers out there that you guys recommend and absolutely swear by in the drugstore, then let me know because I would love to add it to my big makeup collection I've got in these drawers. So I'm going to use the I Love Makeup range now, and this is the Salted Caramel. I'm not going to go in too much with this, I'm just going to use a couple of browns just to give my eyes a bit of colour. These shadows as well are so good. I've got so many different palettes of these as well. I really want to try the purple one at some point. Like, that looks insane. In case you haven't noticed, my favourite colour is purple. Just in case you haven't noticed. I'm sure you already have by now though. If you haven't, then where on God's earth have you been? Something. Ow, I just stabbed myself in the eye. Oh. Oh, if you people have not done this yet, oh. Which I'm pretty sure most of you have. I've done this quite a few times and it's still painful. Oh, just try not to get my sight back again. So next, eyeliner. I'm using the Super Cat Liner by Soap and Glory. It's just a simple felt tip pen. I use this every single day and it never fails its job. This is definitely my go-to eyeliner, as well as my other one, which I'll show you in a minute. Boom. And then the next one is the Waterproof Eye Definer by Rimmel. I'm just going to put this on my top line. Massive technique of just doing it, well, as I've just done just there. Okay, next is the Unlimited Mascara by L'Oreal. I find this mascara to be very helpful in doing what I want it to do, but I will show you also. So there's one other thing I've been using at the minute. So this is a lash serum by L'Oreal. I just find it doesn't like grow your lashes per se, but it just conditions them. Conditions them. And just makes them a bit more fluffier, I found, so that when you put your mascara on top, it just makes them project that little bit more. I put it on at night, and then I also put it on sometimes before my mascara. It depends how much time I've got beforehand, but that's what they recommend you to do. It's so like it gives my lashes a nice little vom. Bit of volume going on. Oh! Just makes my lashes go. And then I'm just going to go in with my bottom lashes with the 2000 calorie max factor. I just tend to find with most non-waterproof mascaras that when putting it on my bottom lashes it just smudges underneath, but I found since using this mascara it's definitely stopped doing that. It's like a defense for smudging. It's brilliant. Again, this is another go-to mascara that I use in the daily. I'm going to move in with a bit of blush next, and this is from Natural Collection. It's the Blush Cheeks colour. Of my cheeks, just to give my cheeks a bit of shape, a bit of colour. I keep doing that noise, you know, when you just feel fresh and just. And then the last thing I'm going to use is the NYX Lingerie Matte Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Plum Up, just a nice natural colour, and there we go, that's pretty much it. And this is the overall look. I have to say, pretty impressed with all these drugstore products and very happy. Do I need more highlight? Probably not. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please give this a massive thumbs up if you did. Like this video and comment down below, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Take care.